Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening. My name is Dr. Hasnain Ali Syed, and I'm extremely happy to see you all here. Some of you know me already. I am a doctor who practices dermatology, and I'm also a published writer. A few of you know me from my rants and ramblings that I do every now and then when a matter hits too close to home, close enough to make me speak about it. But well, if I have to pick an attributional trait for myself, I'd say I identify as a believer. I believe in mindful conversations and their impacts on the chemical functioning of human brains. I believe in the magnanimous potential that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in us humans. And I believe in the change that we can bring about only if we decide to use that potential. So believe I do and speak I shall. But where do we start? Let's take it from the top. 13th November 1994, CM at Sialkot. A mother of two gives birth to her final son. Why final? Because she has undergone tubal ligation in the same C-section. Everybody is overjoyous. Everybody is super happy until the child is rushed to the incubator immediately without anyone seeing him. Why? They're told that the child might not survive. He has a condition called erythroblastosis fetalis. There is an Rh factor incompatibility between the mother and a child. 11 days pass like that in the incubator. Everybody starts losing hope. The doctors tell the mother, please go home. He is not going to survive. But the family does not believe in giving up. Donors are called in from the entire country for the blood exchange, and miraculously, as I recall it, the child survives. I survived. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my first battle in life as a newborn infant against death. Right. To be fair, I cannot take any credit for that. Neither the causation of the disorder was my mistake, nor did I do anything actively to treat myself. I wasn't a born doctor. But listening to stories growing up from my uncles and aunties and all the people who lined up to give me blood, I knew that this life of mine wasn't just handed over to me. It had a purpose. But what exactly was that purpose? What was I supposed to do? What am I worth? One person says one thing, the other says another. He sees me in one light, the other has an entirely different set of expectations from me. What am I actually worth? I'm going to share a concept that helped me get to this stage, and I hope it will help you too. Unsee, unhear, unlearn. I had to forget about all the notions that were fed into my brain. I had to shake all the stereotypical norms that I was told about what was right or what was wrong or what was I supposed to do to set my own worth. You know what? The funny thing, I want to ask this. Has anybody questioned their self-worth at times? Can I see any hands? Right. The funny thing about worth is that when others see you, they see your financial standing or your fame or your money, and then they determine your worth. Funnily, it's quite the opposite for yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you set a worth for yourself first, and then you work hard to achieve that worth. I believe that you should set your worth first, then set your goals according to that and work hard, because then you start looking at yourself in the mirror as someone who is on a mission for greater things in life. That helps you set your worth. And by the way, I totally disagree with the concept of money making your worth. Imagine, in fact, that happened a few days ago. I was actually trying to search up the views of Nelson Mandela on Palestine. So I searched Nelson Mandela, and it said Nelson Mandela worth. And I said, what's going to come up? Let's try that out. And a numerical sum, an amount of money came after his name, and it said Nelson Mandela worth certain dollars. And I couldn't just believe. How can you put a price tag on a person as big, as magnanimous as Nelson Mandela. So I entirely refuse for my worth or anybody's worth to be calculated on parameters that are numerical, relative, subjective, or based on factors that do not look at my personality holistically. You cannot base your worth on comparisons. I'll tell you why. Because A is not equal to B and B is not always equal to C. Your input may not always be equal to your output, and your output does not define your worth. Sometimes there's a lot of effort that you put in, but it doesn't really equalize into your output. What does that mean? Does it mean you're not worthy then? What about bad days? What about the days when, unfortunately, you cannot deliver? What about the days when you fail a test despite studying for it? Or somebody else gets that first position, or somebody else gets that job position. Are you worthy that day? Because somebody else won it? No. So you can't really place your worth in job positions and job titles and fame and numerical numbers. It's all within you. I believe that you are worthy every day. You are worthy on your rainy days. You are worthy when the sun shines bright on you. You are worthy in all the seasons, all the damn time. You are worthy, period. And you should believe that way. And now that we've established everybody is worthy, you will realize that when you think of yourself in a good light and you value your own life, you start valuing other people too. You start becoming more tolerant to variation in behaviors. You start giving more benefits of doubt. Because deep down you realize that every single person here is on his distinct journey to excellence. Now that we've established that everybody is worthy, how do you set your goals? Again, can we come back to the same thing? Unsee, unhear, unlearn. Funny story. When I was in grade 8th, there was a debate going on. There was actually a war. Debate is a smaller word. Between my school admin and my parents. My school admin, my principal, called in a meeting and he said, Hasnain should do O-levels and A-levels because it will open doors of opportunities for him abroad. Okay. And my father believed that I should do matriculation or otherwise the gates of a good government medical college will close down on me. Understood? Well, I was naive at that time and impressionable. I did matriculation, FSC, if anybody's wondering. I got into GCU, bagged a board position, got into med school. And please don't pity me because I wasn't mad or angry or sad at that time because you put me deep under a glacier or in hot waters, I am that fish who will flutter all its fins till it cannot swim any longer. So I kind of did survive med school. Bagged distinctions here and there maybe, and I was happy. But I often wondered, am I doing what I want to do? Could I have done things differently if I was given the chance? At 23, luckily, I decided that I was going to stir things up. I was not going to let my life be a part and parcel of the decisions that were taken for me by somebody else. So I decided I needed to stop. And by the way, at that time during my house job, I was probably the first person to pass IELTS from the class and then the first person to book PLAB exam for the UK. And I stopped. I decided to pursue what I wanted to do, writing. I wrote my feelings down for 6 months straight, juxtaposed it all, sent manuscripts to the US, and in 6 months, a book called Come What May came into existence. A tiny little book, and I never really got to promote it internationally because I was still doing my house job, but it was a vent for me. It allowed me to breathe in sunlight and air in a dark room. I met so many beautiful people through the process. And when the book was finally picked up by Division Public School as part of the English syllabus, I thought, oh my God, I have achieved my dream. I was actually living my dream. Why? Because of that voice that told me to follow my own passion. that allowed me to slowly and quietly remove myself from the flock of sheep and take a little detour. And boy, did I enjoy that detour. Similarly, when I went to the UK for my PLAB 2 exam, and I decided that it's not the people of UK that I want to serve, I want to come back to Pakistan and serve my own people. I packed my bags and came back. The first thing I heard, "Pagal ho gaye ho? Kya kar rahe ho? Hasnain, are you crazy? What are you doing? You are the poster child for USMLE. Bhai, plab kiya hua hai. Kya kar rahe ho? Zaya kyun kar rahe ho? Why are you coming?" And something that I still hear even after 2.5, 3 years. There is nothing in Pakistan for you. Well, there is. I absolutely, truly love my dermatology residency here. I absolutely love my clinic hours. I love my editorial jobs. I'm making a decent living for myself. I'm surrounded by the people I love and the people who love me back. I am happy. I am content. So why does anybody else want to make me feel differently about it? My goals are what make me happy. My goals are what make me grow. Similarly, when I made this Instagram account for the book and I started posting things online, talked about social matters a little, I remember people telling me, "Why are you doing this? You are young. Why are you wasting your Instagram like that? Just post your stories, post your selfies, and enjoy your DMs." I was literally told that. But if I decided to do that, I would have never posted about that health card dismissal last year, a journey which started with me and became so big that every important person in Pakistan was at one point of time talking about it, to the point that BBC covered it, our national news channels covered it, and we became a voice so big that National Health Services, they sent letters to 1,000 public and private hospitals to make sure that the health card was functional. And because of that, 100,000 people, or even more than that, were treated for free, without money. So should I not posted about it? No. The thing is that people press their opinions on you. They think that they know what is right for you and what is wrong for you. How? How do you know, sir? One man's meat is another man's poison. The same hot waters that soften the potato harden the egg. That is suddenly making me a little hungry right now on an empty stomach. But swiftly coming back to the topic, if it works for you, doesn't vouch for the fact that it will work for other people too. Opinions are neither true nor false. Opinions are basically our very own projection. They are tainted by personal bias. They are maneuvered by likings and dislikings, and even the mental standing that we were in when we gave our opinion. And that is also reliant on different factors, like what kind of circumstances you grew up in. So it varies for every single person. Please be sure that when you listen to opinions, you listen to them, but you do not succumb to doing or acting on those opinions. And similarly, when you give your opinion, just give it lightly. Don't press it on anybody else. In fact, this is this one thing that I truly hate about Instagram and Facebook. You know, these generic motivational quotes that just keep rotating. I recently read one and screenshotted it for today. I read it. It said, "Normalize not apologizing if you don't feel like it." Normalizing, not apologizing if you feel like it. Normalize not giving explanations to everybody if you don't feel like it. Normalizing cutting off ties whenever you want. No, it's not normal for me. I'm not going to normalize it. I have to give explanations to the people I love and I care for. I have to apologize whenever I'm wrong, even if I don't feel like it. God, I'll never want to apologize, you know, if it's just based on feelings. But you have to do the right thing. And similarly, if I start cutting people off from my life, I will be a sad, lonely human with no long-term partnership. So no. Jessica from Michigan, USA, what works for you may not work for Aisha in Ladkana, Pakistan. Do not generalize your concepts on everybody. It's not a physics formula. Take your time and reflect. Do your own reflections. I don't even want you to believe what I'm saying right now. Take whatever connotations you want from my talk. I don't want you to feel a certain way just because somebody came on the stage, stood in the middle with a microphone, and told you to feel that way. Nope. You decide what's good for you. You decide your take home message from this. So take your time and reflect and set your own goals for yourself and base it on the right factors: your happiness, your growth, your satisfaction, not something that somebody else believes is right or wrong for you. So, class, what did we learn today? Unsee, unhear, and unlearn. Untangle your DNA to build a new you and achieve the potential that you are made for. I would like to end with a poem from Come What May, because a little self-promotion never harmed nobody. But it is a little line for reassurance, and I want you all to join me in this. I wrote it 5 or 6 years ago, I think, and I'm happy to believe that I still actually truly believe in the same lines even now. I want you to look into yourself and realize you are a lot greater than what you think about yourself. Your emotions run deeper than the valleys. Your spirits are higher than the mountains. Your courage knows no boundaries. And these are the things that you need to be proud of. So close your eyes. Inhale the air that was made for you. Can you do it? Can you do it? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Can I please have you all close your eyes? Inhale the air that was made for you. Fill your chest with it. And now exhale, slowly mixing it with your true scent, and repeat. Repeat after me. I am brilliant, I am resilient. I may be standing in the crowd, but I am one in a million. Thank you. Now can I have you all repeat it? I am brilliant. I am resilient. Louder. I am brilliant. I am resilient. I may be standing in the crowd, but I'm one in a million. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to my TEDx talk.